time to pull up a chair and talk some Dynasty football. I am your host, JJ Wenner, and this is the Rider Dynasty Podcast, Redraft Edition. With me are my co-hosts, Jameson Hutchinson and Joseph Harlow. All right, Riders, lock in, because we are back working on our redraft tiers. And again, I'm going to repeat this. Why is a Dynasty show talking about redraft? Because at the end of the day, Dynasty leagues use much of the same information for your in-season roster management. Last week, we covered quarterbacks and tight ends. If you missed the show, you can find it on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, all of the other podcast apps. But today, we take a look at the running back tiers on FantasyPros rankings and make some changes. Let's ride.
Before we start, don't forget to listen to all of our podcasts and watch all of our shows here at Fantasy and Frames. Head over to fantasyandframes.com for all of the latest articles and rankings covering a range of topics in the world of fantasy football and some other sports.
And then after this show, stay tuned for the Fantasy and Frames draft show with Stacy, Erica, and Kevin Tompkins as they try to win $2 million doing a Best Ball Mania draft over on Underdog. And like JJ repeated earlier, if you missed last week's show over quarterbacks and tight ends and redraft tiers, check it out on all the podcast feeds and on the YouTube. Shouldn't be too deep down the list. Screw that one up.
That's fine.
That's all right.
That's fine. How deep is it?
A little too deep. A little too deep. Sean, wherever you're at in the world, we love you. Hope you're doing well.
I hope he is doing well. I love that guy. All right, gentlemen. So shall we start with a little news? Gentlemen, I'll let you two Indy quarterback fans talk about what happened today. And I will sit back and gloat.
Should we pray before we do this, or Joe, I could just let you have the floor for a minute, and then
there is no religion in the Colts locker room.
They need to find God, if anything. But yeah, Joe, I'll let you have the floor first.
So Daniel Jones was named the starting quarterback for Week 1. Is the news basically? I don't get it. Like, I guess the logic there is it's better to bench Daniel Jones at midseason than it is to bench Anthony Richardson. But that's the only real positive point. Like, they need Anthony Richardson in order to save their jobs. He is the only chance they have. We've seen Daniel Jones at his best, and even the year they made the playoffs and won a playoff game, he was very much a trailer. And I think that even might be generous. He was carried by good defense, a really good scheme. He didn't do anything really. He's been injured a lot lately. His athleticism isn't even where it used to be. He's not the big rushing threat he was. He makes no chances downfield. His completion percentage is relatively high. I mean, it's not even that high. And he doesn't turn the ball over passing a lot, but he doesn't take any chances. Why was Wan'Dale Robinson fantasy relevant last year? Because Daniel Jones was scared shitless and just decided, I'm just going to throw the ball 2 yards in front of me. He was what Bo Nix was in college, except worse. So it's frustrating as a Colts fan, and I don't think he has the ceiling. He doesn't even have the floor to give you the chance to save your jobs, which is what the Colts need. Like, in order for Ballard and Steichen and co to save their jobs, they need to make a push into the playoffs, which is what Carly Ursay-Gordon's been saying. She's not going to just keep it all happy-go-lucky friendship all around like her late father did, but so they need to succeed, and they're not going to have a chance to really raise tiers with a mediocre quarterback. Yeah, it might be fine for fantasy. Josh Downs, Michael Pittman, and Tyler Warren might get a few more catches, but they're not going to have any chance of having blow-up games, really, unless they get 12 catches for 72 yards and hope to find the end zone. It's disappointing.
I don't know. Living in Indiana, just always an embarrassment being a Colts fan. If the Colts would bring in felons, I mean, they'd be up there with Cleveland Browns as far as poverty franchises go. I wish the Colts would just admit that they missed on Anthony Richardson, kind of like what San Francisco did with Trey Lance. He got hurt. They found Brock Purdy and just like, hey, we missed. We're going to move on. But they're just going to keep, seems like they're just walking the dog. Oh, we still have a plan. There is no plan. I mean, they said be patient. They were not patient. It didn't work out. And seems like Daniel Jones has done enough. I mean, two of the worst quarterbacks in the league going at it. I can't expect too many fireworks, more like sparklers. But it's embarrassing. And it just probably sets up for everybody cleaning house with a new owner. I don't think they could have done that last year with, it seems like Jim Irsay's health was a big portion of that stuff. But I wish I can go on like the normal Jameson rant where I get more red and angry, but I'm just tired. Not even week 1 yet, and I'm just tired. So we'll leave it at that. If you are holding on to Anthony Richardson, if you can get out of the Anthony Richardson business, I would, because he needs time, and there's no other coaching staff that's going to give him the time. That's not how it works in the NFL. So
I'd buy him personally. Just
in a 1 QB league. What are you, if you have AR, you're in a 1 QB league, what would you take for him? A third?
Yeah. I mean, just to take a swing. I mean, for the small 5% chance that something happens late in the season. I mean, they still have another year for his contract as far as that goes, but just down the road, it just doesn't seem like it's going to happen. That's kind of last year when he did the tap out thing. Seems like this offseason he got hurt. He had the preseason game against Baltimore where he missed the blitz pickup that pretty huge. I mean, that is standard protocol that no other quarterback in the league misses. And I think right then and there, they were just like, we can't do this. That's why we're going to Daniel Jones. And just don't think it's going to get much better, which is a shame, especially me. But Joe and I both like the idea of Anthony Richardson as far as the reality. I mean, the idea of Anthony Richardson would have been Cam Newton on steroids. I mean, been fun as hell, but it's not going to work out. I guess you could take a flyer on him, but if you are holding the Anthony Richardson bag, it's time to let that ship sail, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So
in a super flex, I'm willing to hold him. Just you need more quarterbacks, but
yeah.
Well, Joe, you said you would acquire him.
Yeah.
What would you acquire him for? Like, what would you? I have him on my team. What are you giving me? What's your offer to me? 1 QB.
If I'm a rebuilding team, I'd give you a third and one of these rookie quarterbacks who probably doesn't turn in anything. You're Kyle McCord or Will Howard, something like that, just to make it look prettier. Or if I'm a competitive team, I'd be willing to give my hopefully 10 through 12 for Anthony Richardson and get like a fourth or a third back, depending on the other team. Again, something I would not do a 1-for-1, probably. Maybe like a backup running back or a low end wide receiver 3, but he's someone I'm interested in getting just because if he does wind up with Kevin O'Connell or Sean McVay, even as Jalen Hurts' backup, there's some more that can be tapped into, but it's disappointing.
What a shame.
It's disappointing indeed. All right. We have a question in the chat. Thank you, Fantasy Dog, for subscribing. Michael asks, Mixon, Robinson, Addison, or Godwin? He needs a flex. So who do we think Robinson is? Brian? Wandale? Wandale's not in that range.
I'm assuming it's not Bijan, or else that'd be the.
I assume Brian.
Bijan would be a starter, I hope.
Right.
Michael, if you're still here, tell us which Robinson.
I'll go through this real quick. The Joe Mixon news or lack thereof, very concerning. It is not looking good. I would just kind of abort mission there. Jordan Addison. DeMarcus Robinson.
That was Fantasy Dog. He's guessing.
Woo.
Okay.
Chris Godwin news seems like he might be limited to start. A little iffy. We know that.
Well, they say he's not starting. He's not on the pup, but they think they're going to sit him at least through October.
So, even with the suspension, I would lean Jordan Addison unless this Robinson guy.
Wow. Wait, this is like, I wonder if it is Brian Robinson because they're thinking of trading him. Like, is that like the devil's quandary in front of us?
Yeah. It's definitely between Addison and Godwin. I lean Godwin, but also understanding there's a questionable timetable instead of week. Addison suspended for 3 or 4 games, right?
3, I believe.
Okay.
You might just need a body that's alive week 1. That might be whichever Robinson. But after that, I'm a little worried about the Godwin stuff, and then Addison, who was really good last year. So it just not Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon is on the no-fly zone right now.
Yeah.
Michael, please report us back to which Robinson. I didn't realize there's so many Robinsons until we've gone through the list. So.
Maybe Mrs. Robinson, who I
There we
quoted earlier on an earlier episode.
There,
here's to you, Mrs.
Are you going to sing, JJ, or is that reserved
not
for God?
today? Not today. I don't have a lot of joy in Mudville right now. All right, let's throw up the graphic and let's start talking about our running back tiers. Let's take a look at tier 1. We have Bijan, Gibbs, Barkley, and McCaffrey. Now, again, these are redraft tiers. Anybody you gentlemen think should move down?
I would. Tough one. I know last week with the quarterbacks, I had a couple quarterbacks that were tied together. I have a similar situation here where I have CMC tied with another running back who's not in this tier. Or I currently have him and that other running back in their own mini tier. But yeah, I can go back and forth there.
Let's see. I would keep everybody kind of situated here. I think everybody is good as far as McCaffrey, Barkley, Gibbs, and Robinson. I'm very open to taking McCaffrey 101. I know some people are scared to talk about redraft. I'm not. I think when he's on the field, he ends up being the man. So I would leave this as it is.
All right. I can't disagree with you gentlemen at all. So let's slide over tier 2. There it is. And talk about this next group. So in tier 2, we have Ashton Genty, Achane, Derrick Henry, and Chase Brown. Who, if any, are we moving up?
I think Derrick Henry should. He's the one I had tied with CMC. Or, tied together with. So if we're keeping McCaffrey in tier 1, I would move Henry up.
JMO?
It's tough. I've been the Derrick Henry negator for like the last 5 years, and he's just buried me into the sand repeatedly. I think he belongs in. Yeah, man. I'm open to it if that's what Joe wants in life. I do kind of want to nominate. I don't believe it in my heart, but Chase Brown, the second half of last season, was so good. He's got no competition outside Taj Brooks. I can easily see him ending up a top 5 running back this year in fantasy football. So I'm open to that as well, but I'm not sure if he's got quite the ceiling as Christian McCaffrey, Gibbs, or even Bijan. So I'll leave him there.
Okay.
Miles.
Anybody else?
No, I wouldn't bring Chase Brown up. I know I also brought it up last week, but I feel like we can't have Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, Chase Brown, and T. Higgins all in the top tiers respectively. I get the argument, I do, but I'm also just lower on him as a player. I think part of the Derrick Henry point also is even if he just has 75% of the stats he did last year, he would have been RB6. So I think you can have a massive drop off and still have an elite running back. Kind of where I'm coming from.
All right. Well, we are moving through this rather quickly. I like that, gentlemen. So let's bring in tier 3. Gonna have to expand the screen a little bit to get all of the guys on there. All right. So let's take a look at tier 3. We have Josh Jacobs, Bucky Irving, Jonathan Taylor, Kyron Williams, Alvin Kamara, Kenneth Walker, Breece Hall, James Cook, O'Marion Hampton. We're talking about a big tier here.
Big tier.
Is there anybody in this tier who you think should move to tier 2? JMO?
Let's start with Mr. Reliable Josh Jacobs. Marshawn Lloyd is already hurt, it seems. RIP, he didn't die, but it's just very frustrating right now. But Josh Jacobs, I mean, we saw it last year. He just ends up in this monster workload. He's always dependable. Really nice floor play at running back, especially in redraft where you get him probably end of the second round, maybe beginning of round 3, depending on how aggressive the running backs are. Honestly, this is a really fun tier of running backs. I'd also bring up Bucky Irving. I think he's going to end up having a big year, especially at the beginning of the year. We have Chris Godwin hurt, and just the Tristan Wirfs being out. I think like some dump off stuff if they're getting pressure to Baker. So those two I would start right off the bat with there.
Any worry about Rachaad White still getting his fair share of receiving work?
Not really, because he really fell off the second half of last year. He's not. I mean, he gets the dump off stuff when he's on, but I mean, the second half of the year, the Bucky takeover really happened, and they just kind of moved Rachaad White to the second string and just kind of left him there. They didn't even mix him in. And I know we're talking down the road, but like as far as handcuffs and stuff, I'm not even sure Rachaad White is a good handcuff compared to like Sean Tucker, who would also be somebody we talk about later. But I just think Bucky ends up in a really big workload this year.
Okay. Joe.
I agree with Josh Jacobs. I'm not on the Bucky train as hard as many fantasy people are.
Woo-hoo.
I think the offense, again, we're seeing Mike Evans is ancient. Chris Godwin's hurt. Jalen McMillan's out for the year. They lost their offensive coordinator again. I just kind of think the Bucky hype, I know there's a lot of it where the hype is just because of the bit now, but I think the roll needs to get slowed a little bit. And I do think Rachaad White is better than he was at the end of last season. There's some injuries and such, and he's not big enough to, frankly, just to take a massive workload consecutive years. I don't think.
All right.
Granted,
Now
he was good on
go ahead.
250 touches, so maybe I'm wrong.
Can I float two other names? Jonathan
Yes.
Taylor and Kyron Williams.
I agree on JT.
I'm coming around on JT as well. I wish he caught more passes. I think with Daniel Jones in the lineup, that'll actually work out in his favor. Jonathan Taylor's never really been known to be a receiving back, but we saw the end of last year. I mean, Jonathan Taylor was a guy that you needed to win fantasy championships, and the floor for the Colts offense is much safer with Daniel Jones. I tweeted this the other day about people talking about Daniel Jones being like Alex Smith, where he just like coordinates the offense. That is not the case. I mean, if you watch Daniel Jones, he sucks, respectfully. But
you can't just say respectfully. It doesn't take away the pain of your words.
Well,
disrespectfully,
nice.
He's a bad NFL quarterback.
But as far as the Anthony Richardson
I appreciate
show
your honesty.
goes with Jonathan Taylor on the field, they talk about, that 1-2 duo of runners, but just the offense just always stopped and started. I mean, constant 3-and-outs. I think Jonathan Taylor has the opportunity for more work because they will be on the field more because Daniel Jones will just do enough to keep them alive through drives. I mean, it was constant 3-and-outs with them.
Echoing what I said earlier, I don't think Daniel Jones is going to run as much. He just doesn't have that in him anymore after multiple back injuries, which are severe, and I totally get it. So I think he's going to dump it off out of necessity more. And he's not going to be a goal line threat like AR clearly is, freaking giant. So I think Taylor is closer to tier 1 than tier 3, honestly. I'm not putting him tier 1, but.
So looking at tier 2 quickly, just touching on it, would you take Genty or Taylor?
Taylor.
H-An or Taylor?
I'm kicking H-An out of this tier.
I wanted to bring that up. I'm very worried. I like H-An a lot. I think his ceiling beats most of these guys. I'm very worried about Miami overall, and we've talked about this ad nauseum the last couple weeks. I like H-An in a perfect world. I just don't think the Miami Dolphins live in a perfect environment right now. It's just the news constantly. Tyreek Hill. I mean, he'd rather go do other stuff. No Jonnu. If he's going to get to this tier 2 level, it's going to be through his receiving work, and offensive line's worse.
He's hurt right now,
and he's hurt. Yeah, that's the other portion of the program.
Before the injury, I was dropping to tier 3.
Last night on the Diehards podcast with Doug Orth and myself over for Full-Time Fantasy, on the same podcast feed as this wonderful show, we had to come up with our avoids. 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, and a tight end. And I realized mine was all populated with Miami Dolphins. So because H-An was on, Tua was on, Tyreek was on, and then former Dolphin Jonnu was on my list. So I had to get rid of one, so I got rid of Achane, but I am not in on Achane. He has been at the top of the queue when I've been like on OTC a few times, and I have not clicked on him. He's injured. I don't like that offensive line, and I'm counting on dump offs by Tua.
I was really into Achane beginning of the summer. I thought he was like a really fun click with a really high season or high, floor and high ceiling too. But as closer to the season, it just gets worse. I've really laid off the gas on that one. So I agree there.
Okay, well, back to Kyron Williams. You don't think Kyron Williams, with the workload he gets, should be a little bit higher? He's not fancy.
I don't know. I think he belongs with Bucky, James Cook, Hampton. You can argue Achane.
Okay.
But I think the Devontae Adams arrival, I think, is going to take a lot of his goal line work.
Okay.
Adams is one of the dominant red zone threats of our time, and so much of Kyron is, I don't know. We probably should talk about him more. I love him as a pass blocking guy, but I don't know if he can hold up for another 320 carries. There's 340 touches. I don't know. Been hurt a lot, including through his time at Notre Dame.
Okay.
But
he's also got a fumbling issue. And if Stafford's healthy, I just think they're going to run that through the air instead of always leaning on. Kyron is just like one of those clicks. It's not sexy. The problem is he's gotten so many touchdowns the last couple of years. Anytime they've gotten into the red zone, it has automatically gone to Kyron Williams, and that's where he gets most of his production. It's not through dump offs or any of that stuff. So that's kind of my problem with Kyron. He is one of these guys that just not a sexy click. He's borderline probably great running back, high end running back 2, I guess, if you're running back 1, maybe if you missed out on the rest of these guys. But I'm going to leave him in tier 3. He's not sexy enough for me to put him in tier 2.
Anybody else moving up a tier? Are we good?
if Rashawn Slater hadn't gotten hurt, I think the Omarion Hampton conversation could be fun. But with that, I'm not willing to bring it up.
Yeah, I'm a little lighter on Hampton than everybody else. The one guy I've struggled with a lot is Kenneth Walker. I think the idea of him in a vacuum is awesome, but it seems like he misses every other practice. And Zach Charbonnet, when he came in last year, I mean, he was running back one, a couple or top 5 running back. I think it was 3 weeks in those weeks that he came in, and I think that he will be there and be a presence. So I like the idea of Kenneth Walker, but yet again, I really just don't know how to rank him, how to go about him. It seems like an upside play for a lot of people, but I'm worried that Charbonnet will get just enough to keep him away from this tier 2, but that's just me. And then
he hasn't been healthy enough either.
Yeah, and I had Kenneth Walker marked as somebody going down a tier. I love Kenneth Walker. I really do.
Same.
But he's never healthy.
Yeah.
Never.
And what is his ADP at?
He's going third, around the third round, middle of third.
That feels a little too high.
Especially with how high Charbonnet is going in redraft leagues. I mean, he is coming off like the first handcuff out of all these guys. So
I'm not a big Charbonnet guy, but he's more than good enough to warrant some touches and take away from Walker.
Yeah,
all
just
right.
keeping
So
him
I'm doing
from
this
that upside.
Yeah,
for now.
Anybody else?
I'm not worried about James Cook's. I know he had 18 touchdowns. I think he can still get there in a different way, but he's just kind of that Kyron Williams. If you need a running back, he ends up there. But other than that, everything else is okay.
I have one more name that I think we need to bring up. That I'm sorry, JJ, but Breece Hall.
I was going to bring him up because I know what a lot of people are saying.
Yeah, the hype for Braylon Allen right now is way too loud to ignore right now. And Isaiah Davis, I think both of them are a lot of the guys for actual NFL analysts that I trust think that Braylon's going to take over sooner rather than later. And I think that's
I have so many questions.
I do too.
As one of the unfortunate people who watches the Jets,
R.I.P.
and I know we've talked about this before, but Braylon Allen wasn't explosive. He wasn't explosive. He wasn't breaking long runs at all last year. He wasn't hurt. And maybe something happened over the summer where suddenly he became a great running back. But then again, I am a Jets fan. So, like, I am hanging on to Breece Hall, like, by the fingernails, but I will not argue if you want to move him down a tier.
Yeah, I don't know. With Braylon, I think you have to remember he was a 20-year-old rookie. Like, there's a lot of room for growth. And the last year Wisconsin was such a stagnant, gross thing that definitely held him back a bit. I think it's important to remember that. And Isaiah Davis, I think, is 4 years older than him. Had a lot more, had just seen more. Granted, the D2 things, or FCS, sorry. But I think Allen, I get that, but he also was a top 15 running back based off PFF's run grade.
You're going to make me do this, aren't you?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he was sandwiched between Devon Achane, Jerome Ford, above David Montgomery, a little behind James Cook. So
my problem with the Breece Hall thing, I know that the Jets are going to try to run more than anybody in the league. But if you have a quarterback that you're worried about his passing, wouldn't you just stack the box against them, even if they have a great offensive line? That's
true.
That is always my thought process. Everybody talks about, oh, we need the high rushing. I get that. It makes a lot of sense. But report of camp, Justin Fields, I mean, he just is what he is. He's fun in a vacuum, but passing's never been his forte.
He doesn't want to.
Nobody's fun in a vacuum because there's no air in a vacuum.
That's true.
You never know. I'll leave it at that. But that's my worry with Breece Hall is just the offensive environment. Touchdowns would be another thing. How many touchdowns Breece Hall, if he's going to do it, he's going to have to rip it from 40, 50 yards out unless the offense is just moving up and down the field. So,
all right. Well, then he's moving down.
Sorry,
Before we get to the rest of the tiers, how about a word from our sponsors, Joe?
A word from our sponsors? That can be done. Make sure you download and subscribe to the Fast Draft app today using the promo code FRAMES, which will earn you a first-time deposit match of up to $50 in credits. From their Origins game, where you can draft only rookies, their Flex 4 game, where you pick your favorite players for the upcoming season, and their D-Up game, which is just like Flex 4, but with IDP fantasy football players only, for us true degenerates out there. This 20-second timer, PPR formatted, 6-round best ball draft game is perfect for those on the go, but itching to get their fantasy football draft fix satisfied. Again, that's promo code FRAMES, which will earn you a first-time deposit match of up to $50 in credits. The Fast Draft app. Start drafting faster.
I like that. I like that. I like that. All right, gentlemen. So now we're done with tier 3. Fantasy Dog agreed with us. Let's take a look at tier 4. So in tier 4, we now have Hubbard, Connor, Travion, Swift, Harvey, Pollard, Monty, Aaron Jones, Pacheco, and we've added Kenneth Walker and Breece Hall. Who is moving on up?
Let's keep making JJ sad and go with James Conner. It's my first nominee.
Oh, dear Lord. I'm going to mute myself. You guys can talk for a moment.
I don't know. Like, the volume, the efficiency is still there. Yeah, he gets hurt a lot, but he's just been so good. With Arizona, he's been awesome. Been running back 5, 19, 15, and 10. And the 2 years outside of the top 10, he missed 4 games. So, I don't know. I like Trey Benson's talent a lot, but is he gonna take over?
No.
This year? I think he does next year. He's a massive dynasty buy for me. But I think Connor's there's going to use him until he can't use him anymore. Drew Petzing still makes a really fun run game, despite the atrocities he committed to Marvin Harrison's.
All right, that's enough. JMO, do you want to move him up?
Yeah, and we'll leave it at that.
I don't want to talk about that son of a gun.
Your favorite player.
Well, if he's going up, Henderson has to go up. I think Travion should move up a tier.
Are you buying the hype?
You know who's not bad at football? Ramondre Stevenson.
Oh, I hear you. He is not bad. But you know
But-
who's really good at football? Travion Henderson.
Is he? Are we sure? He's had a couple good reps against backups.
Oh, I agree. But the
But
two,
I'm playing
me,
devil's
the-
advocate here.
no, I understand. The thing that gets you on the field the most as a rookie, or the thing that keeps you off the field as a rookie, is being bad in pass protection, not being
And
able
fumbling.
to catch the ball. Travion Henderson doesn't do those things. He is great at pass protection. He is electric. He's fast. Even if he's just in on third down and 2-minute drives, like I think he is enough of a PPR monster to be considered like in that James Cook territory, Alvin Kamara. No,
I don't fully disagree. I do think Mondre is going to have more of a role than like these guys looking in tier 3 are 70% guys. I don't know if Henderson's quite there, and the offense isn't that much better. It's better, but went from maybe what the 30th best unit to the 20th best.
that's a huge jump.
It is. However, I think a lot of this again as the number 1 May guy.
I was going to say,
just-
but Drake May is throwing him the ball, Joe.
But again, the offensive line went from terrible to bad.
That's improvement.
It is, but how much improvement is it?
Well, from
But
terrible to bad.
I'm not going to fight it too hard. I just think I'm definitely taking him after most guys in tier 3 right now.
All right.
Kind of in agreement with Joe here. I can see.
I
And
don't know.
I feel like this is a bad night for JJ, and for that, I apologize. We did not mean to come on
No.
this show to do an hour to piss you off. Yeah. Well,
What are you holding?
It's a potato that lights up.
especially the second half of the year,
Nice.
though, when we see these rookie breakouts. I mean, I can see Henderson if
Yeah.
the Patriots are fun down the stretch. It's just hard for me to take him over all these guys who are locked in. Another guy right above him, Chuba Hubbard. I mean, I'd rather have Hubbard right now over
I
him.
will say, to echo Hubbard and Henderson, I'm clearly taking over the rest of the guys in this group. If you want to make a tier 3.5, I am 100% down for that. But honestly, I'm taking Henderson over Achan too.
That's spicy. I think that's spicy, but
So out on this Miami team minus Waddle. And largely the Waddle thing is that he's going a lot later. And I just love Jalen Waddle.
you know what? Should we just put Henderson at the bottom of tier 3?
Sure, let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
It's more fun that way.
I'm not going to sit here and spend an hour beating on my best friend. So
Yeah.
we're gonna.
Aw, thank you, buddy.
Hey,
hopefully you're.
at least Henderson doesn't have legal issues going on like his former collegiate teammate.
There you go.
And again, I love a pass protecting back, and he's Kyron Williams, but like real running back sized and real running back speed.
I
So-
play in a point per pass rush pickup league.
Oh,
A PPP
the spot opens up in there.
RP
Let me
league.
know.
All right, let's look at the rest of this. Anybody else who should move up?
I'd say Chuba? Question mark.
I'd move Chuba up as well.
Are we worried about Rico Dowdle? I guess I talked about Mondre.
I'm
No.
not. I'm not.
I'm not either.
Uncle
That's-
Rico?
I
No,
think
thank you.
Mondre. I think Mondre is like a legit good NFL running back. Don't think the same for Dowdle.
What about Pollard?
I like Pollard.
I don't like Tony Pollard. I don't like.
I've been taking a lot of Pollard.
But yeah, it's probably the right call.
But I will say, I've been taking a lot of Pollard because there is a clear tier break in most redraft leagues where it like resets and then all of a sudden it's like Pollard, Jalen Warren, like that ilk.
Oh.
And I'm always hitting Pollard at
weird.
that point.
I don't know if with Ty J Spears down too. I think I not a fan of the player per se, but I think it makes sense to move him up.
But now are we just making too big of a tier?
Maybe I know Fantasy Dog said it in the chat. Maybe it just needs to be that tier 3.5. Because then I think we have to at least mention RJ Harvey.
Put these three
And
in
Kenneth
3.5?
Walker. Yeah. And yeah, Kenneth Walker down there too. Jeez. This is hard.
This was much more. Hold on, let me just add the point V, which is one of the funnier jokes, I think. I love
So
that.
The old Roman gods are smiling upon you.
Ah, yes, they are. They're chortling up on their tier. All right, so we're going to put these three dudes over there in their own little separate tier. And you want to talk about RJ Harvey moving up.
Yeah, him and Walker, I think we should.
Yeah, I think RJ Harvey could be a lot of fun this year.
We're not worried about JK?
Not at the moment. I'm not, at least. I don't think the RJ Harvey path to getting there is being a workhorse back. I think
not.
it is. He's going to get the classic Bo Nix dump off, and he's going to take it to the house behind that sweet offensive line. And Sean Payton is going to cook up some just out of this world plays for get Harvey the ball in space, and he's going to do his thing. And that's
as long
the
as he
way.
doesn't keep fumbling, I think, yeah.
Yeah, and that's the way he's going to get there this year. So if you are drafting RJ Harvey as a workhorse back, not going to see it with Dobbins, but I mean, we've seen this with Sean Payton offenses. All these running backs throughout the years have gotten there. He's gotten 2 running backs there multiple times. So,
yeah.
All right. Are we done with tier 3.5 and 4 moving up? Anybody else we want to talk about?
Do you want to talk about Brees?
I mean, I think if RJ Harvey and Chuba are going up, like these are all guys in timeshares. I mean, if we talk about RJ Harvey catching a dump off and taking it to the house, or Travion catching a dump off, we got to talk about Brees Hall catching a dump off and taking it to the house.
I would move him to 3.5.
I can live with that, yeah.
And that's it. The only other person, I think Pacheco's in for a big workload, but that is more of a, I want to see it. And I don't think he's got the upside as these guys. So I'm going to leave him in tier 4.
He's one who you probably should be there, but I'm not taking him there. I need to, like Jameson said, I need to see it.
So then let's talk about anybody from tier 4 who should drop a tier. Anybody you're out on. Left, we have Swift, Monty, Aaron Jones, and Pacheco.
I have not drafted any DeAndre Swift. I also don't think he's going to bury me, and I also don't think he's going to be any better than what these guys are. So he's another guy I've had a really hard time with this year.
Yeah. So I have to advocate for my co-host on the Diehards podcast Wednesday at 8:00. He loves Jordan Mason. We're not to that tier yet, but that does reflect on Aaron Jones. Is Aaron Jones clearly a tier above Jordan Mason?
No. I'm right there with Doug and have been since this time last year.
I'd still rather have Aaron Jones than Jordan Mason.
So let's
I have Jones rated a little higher, but I think they're same tier.
So are they the same tier in tier 4, or are they the same tier in tier 5?
4.
Yeah, I guess 4.
All right. Jordan Mason moving on up.
If they go back to like the Green Bay Packer days where Aaron Jones was just getting not the entire workload, I still think he can get there, and I think he's being forgotten about in drafts right now. I know that
Aaron
Jordan
Jones
Mason
is better when he's a 1A or 1B.
Right. So, and I still think there's some value. I know he's older, but I do think there's some value because he had some really big weeks last year, especially with JJ McCarthy. But I understand the Jordan Mason hype. I think Aaron Jones, especially the receiving work, that's something that Jordan Mason is more just like a big grinding back. And that's what they're going to do. They got upgrade the offensive line. I think the offense in Minnesota is going to change a little bit, not too much, but just not so pass heavy as they have been the last couple of years. I think they just finally got an offensive line that's good enough to they can kind of settle down. But I think Jones and Mason are similar, but I know everybody else likes Mason. I still would rather take Aaron Jones, but that's just me.
I don't think it's unreasonable.
So I'll go with the old guy.
I like them both a lot. I think they're both probably mid-level RB2.
So with Mason moving up a tier, in tier 5, we now have Tyrone Tracy, Jalen Warren, Caleb Johnson, Joe Mixon, Travis Etienne, Brian Robinson Jr., Javonte Williams, Zach Charbonnet, Ramondre, and Dobbins. Anybody else in this tier who you think should bump up a tier?
For me, no. The only person I would think about is Zach Charbonnet got more work than just a handcuff. I'd move him up, but I don't think he's going to get enough for that. And I'll be honest, I hate this tier. I don't think anybody outside of Ramondre, who's fine. I'm worried about his workload, but I can't move him up to tier 4. So I would leave this.
Tracy and Caleb are the names I want to mention here.
Caleb is being drafted way before the rest of these guys in this tier.
Yeah.
But I haven't touched him. I actually pick up Warren late because I think Jalen Warren is going to get plenty of run for the Steelers.
Yeah, I think Caleb Johnson can stay here. Yeah, he's not ready to be a third down like pass pro back. Tracy,
Tracy, you guys want to move Tracy up?
And I kept going. Sorry.
No, you're all good. I don't like either Pittsburgh back. I'd rather have Warren than Caleb Johnson. Caleb Johnson is a one cut runner. I mean, he finds the hole and goes. He does that very well. I worry about the Aaron Rodgers portion of the program. His camp news hasn't been great. I'm not going to say his last preseason game was a lot better than what it was the one before, but I don't want any of these Pittsburgh running backs.
No.
So, and Tyrone Tracy.
Like I said, if I'm taking one of them, I'm taking Warren, not Caleb.
Yeah.
Caleb can't run out of the gun. It's a very early career Jonathan Taylor thing where he couldn't run out of the shotgun, and Aaron Rodgers can't be under center right now.
All right.
So,
back to Tracy. Any thoughts of moving Tracy up?
I would say yes, but I was a big Tracy guy in the draft. I'm not as high on Scatabo who's now injured as many. But then to counter myself, I'm high on Theo Johnson. Neighbors is great, and I think their quarterbacks are garbage and their offensive line. So
yeah, I kind of think Tracy, although he interests me, his fumbles last year worry me a little bit.
Ooh.
I take Trey.
It's a little spicy, Joe.
Spicy, coming in hot with the first comment. I appreciate you, Joe. So what do you guys think about that? Move Tracy up?
My vote's to move up.
If you guys
I won't fight you.
I'd rather have Scatabo, but that's just me. These are not guys I'm really targeting either. I think there's a real chance that Scatabo can really work into the workload later in the season. He's probably not going to do it right off the bat. So
I will break the tie between the two of you. I will move Tracy up. He was a college wide receiver who transitioned to running back. It's not something you do overnight, especially at the NFL level. Right? That was his second year as a running back.
Yep.
This is his rookie year in the NFL. So I'll give him another shot on ball security. Maybe Tom Coughlin will swing into the Giants and have him Tiki Barber it. Anybody else
very
in
similar
this
to Aaron Jones profile?
Anybody else in this tier moving up? Dobbins, Ramondre. I'm kind of happy where everybody is as far as moving up.
Yeah, if we knew Javonte was the RB1 for sure, maybe, but I don't know. Miles Sanders was supposed to be that last week. Jaden Blue is a pass catching back, but exists. Yeah,
I think this tier worked out the way that God intended it. So just leave it at that.
Well, gross.
All right. Before we talk about tier 6, is there anybody in this tier who we should evict? I am going to nominate Joe Mixon to be evicted from tier 5. I have not drafted Mixon at all. I don't want any piece of him. I think my quote last night is I'd rather have syphilis than draft Joe Mixon.
I'm not going to go that far.
Listen.
Hey, that is, see, my birthday twin or my wife's birthday twin? I don't remember which.
What, syphilis? Oh, no, Joe Mixon.
Oh, come on.
Joe Mixon.
I
Oh, no, I'm 4 days. I'm 4 days older. I'm 4 days older than Joe Mixon.
Are you really?
4 whole days.
Yeah, I'm definitely not then signing him.
Hey.
I don't.
Hey, old man.
I don't like Javonte. I do not think he is somebody we have to worry about. I'd escort him out of this. And then the only other thing, the Brian Robinson news. There's a guy in the next tier. If this trade rumor stuff seems real, I mean, we can have the talk about Austin Eckler here in a minute. I think he ends up in a big workload if Brian Robinson Jr. is leaving, or I don't think he's going to cut, but that's the interesting thing right now in this back half of these.
If he ends up in Miami, like it seems, I think that means Achane is going to be and Wright are going to be out for a while. So then I'd be a little interested here, but I'd say I'm fine kicking him out too. I also hate all of the Jags running backs and want nothing to do with any of them.
Ooh.
Except maybe Bigsby, but still not really.
Yeah, they can almost, I mean, I'm not touching Bashal, but I think like Travis and Tank can be in the same place. Wherever that place is, they can live there together, to me.
Yeah.
Brian Robinson, I actually think if he gets traded, he might go someplace better.
Yeah. He can end up in Houston.
He could end up in Houston. Could he go to Dallas?
Miami is the front runner right now. Is what I've seen.
If he goes to Miami, I won't be as happy.
No. Ollie Gordon's good, or at least he was 2 years ago.
Not really. It was very fake.
2 years ago he was good. Last year he was absolutely terrible, but
I don't
know.
Joe.
I think his film in 23 was so fake.
Joe, do you like anybody?
I like Tyrone Tracy.
I was gonna say, out of all the people on Earth, Tyrone Tracy is the one that you put the heart around, and then everybody else is just. I mean, Drake may too, but
I swear I'm not as much of a hater as I sound like sometimes.
It's okay. I love that in you. All right.
Thanks,
so
Fantasy Dog.
Leave the rest of these guys alone.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
Yeah.
Get out.
Or did you want to move Javonte down, Jameson?
Yeah. If you guys are cool with that.
I don't care. I love Javonte, but what a sad career.
What could have been?
I still like Michael Carter better.
Both of them could have been. They both could have been top 10 dynasty running backs.
It's amazing how quick the landscape changes.
Look at this next tier. This next tier is ridiculous. It's our last tier. It's tier 6.
So many.
And there are 87 players in this tier. Cam Scatterbo, Quinshon Judkins, Tyjae Spears, Bigsby, Rashad White, Eckler, Najee, Braylon, Ray Davis, Trey Benson, Jerome Ford, Jadon Blue, Tyler Algier, Bashal Tutin, Rico Dowdle, Isaac Guerrero, Dylan Sampson, Bill Merritt, and Nick Chubb.
God.
And Joe Mixon and Javonte.
You see Ja'Cory Crosky-Bennett, why they said they call him Bill?
No.
He said in an interview because he was bald growing up and he looked like the cartoon character Little Bill.
Oh, man.
You know what? I think I might move him up a tier just for that.
Another guy I really like Ja'Cory Crosky. I can't say his name. Bill. Ja'Cory Crosky-Merritt. Goodness gracious. NCAA
every time I hear Bill, I just hear Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill. I've got no rhythm, no.
All right. Focus,
I love it.
We have about 10 minutes left, and we are focused. Let's go through these one by one. Cam Scatterbo, up or down?
I'll leave it up to JMO.
Up or down? I'd put him down instead of up.
Really?
You would take him down to
Even if-
leftovers or leave him in place?
I'd leave him there.
Up, down, or the same?
Okay.
All right, same.
All right,
Quinshon Judkins, up, down, or the same?
out. He needs to
Yeah.
be out.
Mixed in Javante tier.
Well, Mix and Javante are in this tier.
Oh, eh.
So we're putting him to leftovers.
Yeah.
I don't
probably.
think he's playing. It does not sound good.
Doesn't seem like it.
Tajay Spears.
If he was not hurt, I would move him up.
Yeah.
But-
So I'd leave him.
We could
Leave him. Tank Bigsby.
Leave him?
Leave him. I know. Guess I'm on the island here. I like Tootin. If I'm going to attack one of these guys, that's the one I'm going to attack.
Okay. Rashad
Of the
White.
three, he's going latest. He probably should be the one you attack since he's going later, but
The cheapest option.
yeah, thank you.
Okay. Rashad White.
Keep him.
I would move him down, but that's just me.
Vince, bats fly.
So
I think that's the point, Vince.
No, Fun fact, I am scared of bats.
Fun fact, we have so many bats in my yard. I love them.
Yeah.
I watch them in the little street light.
We had a bunch growing up when I was a kid, and I guess it scared me.
Yeah,
I
don't
realized
blame
I was scared of them at the zoo in Omaha when they have their biggest exhibit where there are bats flying around. That is when I rediscovered that fear. So that was cool.
you. Wow. You could have harnessed it and become a superhero, but
could've.
no. All right.
No.
Austin Eckler, move up.
Sorry. Yes.
I would move him up. That is where you guys need to be attacking in drafts right now.
Not
the sudden-
G. Harris.
Down. I think his eye is gone. No news is to the point where I just think he has lost an eye.
Yeah.
You down?
Yeah, down.
Whew, okay. Braylon Allen.
Probably
can
gotta
move him up. With the way
I mean, just on hype alone,
Yeah.
I would take a flyer on him before most of these guys. Ray Davis.
Up for sure.
I like
love
him.
Ray.
I
Trey
would
Benson?
entertain tier 4 for Davis.
Ooh,
Probably not, but I'd entertain it.
I like that. You know my love for Ray Davis.
Mhm.
Trey Benson.
Down.
I'd say, I was debating up, so I'd say leave
Oh.
him.
Leave him. Jerome
just-
Ford. Oh, sorry. Trey Benson.
I was going to say Trey Benson, the only way he gets work is if James Conner gets hurt. That's my
That's
I know they talked about having him incorporate. It's not going to happen. It'll be they're going to run
Demercado's
James.
gonna get work too.
Yeah, so we can leave him there.
Jerome Ford.
Is he
Yeah.
the running back one?
Yeah.
Right now.
On the
we
worst team in
care?
football. On the worst team in football.
They probably leave.
Are
him just
they?
for volume?
Yeah, they are. I'd move him up a tier for volume, like you said. He's gonna get touches, right? Who else is getting touches?
Samson.
Sampson.
I'd rather have Samson than Ford, but we can leave him here for now.
Let's leave him.
Yeah.
Jadon Blue.
I'd say leave him.
Leave him. Tyler Algier.
This ends up handcuff territory, so we can
Yeah.
leave him.
Tudin will leave. Rico Dowdle.
Handcuff.
Yeah.
Isaac Garendo, handcuff.
I'd say move him down. I think Jordan James is better.
Dylan Sampson.
Probably leave him.
He can stay. I'd rather have Samson than Ford. We have seen the Jerome Ford experience, and honestly, if you love yourself, you shouldn't be drafting Cleveland Brown running backs to begin with.
Yeah.
JCM.
I move him up. And prepare to be wrong.
It's
'Cause
okay.
Chris Rodriguez is finally getting hyped too.
I mean, when we're talking about the running back 39.
Oh, okay. Yeah, move him up.
Yeah.
Do you want to
We're not
revisit Scatabo then, JMO?
I'd like to move him up here.
Okay, done. Nick Chubb.
I wish.
Yeah.
Wow, Joe Mixon is down in this range. Whew. Javante.
If he plays, raise him up. But I don't think he's gonna play. Right now, it feels like you're lighting a pick on fire.
With Chubb?
Mixon.
Oh, Mixon. Yeah, I'm with you. All right, then let's take a look at the leftovers. Is that okay?
Yes.
We're good. We've got a whopping 5 minutes.
All right. Jalen Wright up.
No.
Leave him.
He's
Roshan.
hurt and he's not good.
Roshan
We'll go back and forth. Joe,
and Manum.
Roshan.
Leave him.
J-Mo, Blake Corum.
Leave him. I like Jarquez Hunter better.
Marshawn Lloyd, leave him. Because I can't put him lower. Justice Hill, Joe.
Leave him. Keaton Mitchell. The thing.
Will Shipley, J-Mo.
Move him up. That is the best handcuff right now in football. That is somehow the cheapest.
Yeah.
It's crazy, isn't it? DJ Giddens, Joe.
Leave him.
Kyle Mogwai.
Manungai.
Manunga.
Yeah, I was calling him Mogwai. Don't let him eat after midnight.
There we go. We'll leave him. He's a guy who can end up with 0 yards and 8 touchdowns this year.
I will handle Miles Sanders for us. Kareem Hunt.
I'm good.
Okay. Kendre Miller, Joe.
No. Devin Neal's better.
Mallory Keaton Mitchell, J-Mo.
I like Mitchell,
That's
but
an
I think he
old
belongs.
joke.
That's BC before my time.
Yeah.
I like Mitchell a lot. I'd rather take the shot on him instead of Justice Hill if something were to happen, but he probably needs to stay here.
As my friend Brian Drake calls him, Skid Marks.
I'd say move him up.
Yeah. I agree.
1 or 2.
Just one.
Okay. Ollie Gordon.
Leave him.
Najee Harris. Oh, we just put him here.
Yeah.
Quinshon Judkins. Did we put him here too?
Yeah.
Yeah. We can move
And Brando. All
Judkins
three of them.
out.
Yeah.
Just out of the tiers. He doesn't belong in the tier. He needs to be
Sent to where?
Sanders.
needs to be sent to, well, he's already been to prison, so or I guess jail, but
Wait, but
you know
he
what I
was
mean.
cleared of everything, right? You don't think that's
He still hasn't signed the contract, and there's going to be a suspension coming.
yeah.
but he wasn't
Gotta be.
charged with anything, was he?
Not anymore, but you
Not
just
that
got
it
to
matters
behave.
to the NFL.
You got to behave.
Or the Browns.
Or the Browns, yeah.
Yeah. How about them signing Bond?
Are
They
you-
clearly have a type.
Classic.
Are
On.
you surprised?
No, not at all. All right, gentlemen. We're looking at the time. What time is it? 7:58.
Time.
Dear Lord, let's go. It's time to let the good people know where they can find you and any final thoughts. Kick that tier off the board. We don't need to see that anymore. J-Mo, you are up, so you can get out of here.
Over on the Twitter machine at Jameson Rules.
you got
Fantasy and took me a while. Fantasy and Frames, Discord, YouTube, all that good stuff. Hop on in. Gearing up, NFL season right around the corner. We got a lot of things coming, so looking forward to it.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Good luck to Jameson tonight, who is drafting in an expert auction league over on the Huddle with my buddy Doug Orth. You go kick some ass, my brother.
I
Big
appreciate
names,
it.
buddy.
I need
Do us
the thoughts
proud.
and prayer. I need the thoughts and prayers. That's what I
Sending
need.
them all your way.
So
Yes.
All right. Joseph.
You can find me on the social medias at JoeLow63. I have been helping out with our division previews over at Fantasy and Frames. And that's all I got going on right now. Thank you all for watching.
All right. I am at J. Wenner. Thank you to Joe, Jameson, and the crew at Fantasy and Frames. Thank you to everybody who joined in the chat. Fantasy Dog, your first time listening. I'm glad you found us as well. Vince, you're always there from down under. I don't even know what time it is down there. It's probably tomorrow. So have you already seen the pod?
Whoa.
I don't know how that works because science ain't my subject. We're going
Brush
to
your
be
floss,
back.
kids.
We're going to be back next week on Thursday at 7 p.m. again. Stay tuned for the Fantasy and Frames draft show coming up at 9 p.m. And as always, love yourself, know your worth. You are enough. Boat drinks, my friends. Boat drinks.